You're in a good state at a good time and a good moment. There has never been a better time to consider making energy efficiency improvements to your home. You don't just have the utility programs that we're here to talk about tonight, but you also have the incentives that are now available through the Inflation Reduction Act that will layer on top of this, that will give you additional tax credits. Comfort is one of the things that most people don't consider with the energy efficiency programs. If you think about it, energy is synonymous with comfort. The energy that's in your home, it gets delivered there by the fuel source, whether that's electricity or natural gas or oil. It's converted by your heating system into warmer molecules. They make their way through their home, and then they typically escape your home through the upper regions of the house, and the heating system has to come back on to activate those molecules again. There's not a lot of home improvements that you can think about doing right now where there's somebody with a checkbook behind you and a funding source to help finance those improvements. PSE&G is literally actually doing that. They will pay you anywhere from $2,000 up to $5,000 in incentive money, and they will provide you with up to $15,000 worth of zero interest on bill repayment over the next either 7 or 10 years, depending on what that amount is. It's a dual benefit because when you make these energy efficiency improvements to your home, you're also lowering the energy consumption of the home, so your utility bills go down and help to offset that loan repayment over the next 7 or 10 years, whatever you decide to do. Additionally, they're paying that cashback incentive, if you would like them to, directly to the contractor, whether it be us or any of the other contractors that are offered through PSE&G, and that will lessen, if not altogether eliminate, any out-of-pocket expense that you might have to do these very significant upgrades to your home. So what happens here? So yeah, that sounds great. Let's do it. Where do I start? The first thing that you do is get a home energy audit. That's when somebody comes out to your house. It's very similar to like a home inspection. If you've ever purchased a house before, they spend a few hours in your home. They collect a whole bunch of data. We enter that data into some software. That software creates a virtual representation of your home. It allows us to model a lot of these different improvements that we're talking about this evening in the software. And the software is smart enough that it can project what your energy savings is going to be if you install these different improvements. And those projections are what dictate the amount of incentive money that's available to you. So anything over 5%, you get that $2,000. And then for each individual percentage point of projected energy savings that the software thinks you're going to do or realize, then you get an extra $150, all the way up to $5,000 in cashback incentive. Anything above 25, that's great, but the incentives cap out at 25%. So once we've calculated those things and we've done the audit, you'll get a report. That report will go through each of the different systems in your home. It'll let you know which ones are the worst offenders, which ones we recommend that you consider replacing right off the bat. Typically, it's less of a system conversation in this area. A lot of times it's insulation altogether. So a lot of times, most always, insulation is topping the list, and then we get into the systems beneath it. So if you live in an older home, typically those houses were under-insulated as of today because the insulation codes continue to improve. Then we put that into the software. We try to figure out what improvements will yield the biggest bang for your buck on your house specifically. This is prescriptive. So we've been to your house, we've taken note of everything. Which of these improvements will yield the biggest improvement in comfort and energy efficiency for you? And that's what you receive is a prioritized list of these. And then finally, we're during the audit, we come in with thermal imaging cameras. We have a device called a blower door, and that's what measures the air infiltration rate. When that thing is running, you can walk around the house and you can feel, oh, that's why this room is always, there's a ton of air coming through here. And you can really work to understand that. And the technicians, they have cameras that turn heat temperature differences into color, so you can actually see on their screen, oh, look at that, it's freezing here. How's that getting in here? So it opens your eyes to a lot of things about the house. I want to leave a minute or two for questions.